Hello and welcome to Indus News, coming to you from our studios in Lahore. I'm Joseph Hyatt, and these are the top stories. At least 81 people have died after a fire blazed through multiple buildings in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka. The Director General of the Fire Service has said that the fire started on the ground floor of a chemical warehouse and raced through other buildings. He said that the blaze was fueled further by pickup vans carrying gas cylinders within the vicinity. Officials have warned the death toll could rise as several people are still trapped inside the buildings. To India now, where New Delhi has surrendered its demands for the acquittal and release of Indian spy Jadhav in the UN's top court. In a complete U-turn of its stance, India is pleading for the International Court of Justice to annul Jadhav's sentence and to refer his case to a civilian court. Earlier during the hearing, the Indian side had retracted from its original demand for consular access to Jadhav. Pakistan will make its final submission to the top United Nations Court at The Hague today. Meanwhile, Islamabad has asked New Delhi for an explanation over the killing of a Pakistani prisoner by inmates at a jail in India's Rajasthan state. In a statement, the Foreign Office said that Pakistan is gravely concerned at media reports regarding the brutal killing of the Pakistani prisoner in Jaipur Central Jail. The Foreign Office said that Pakistan's High Commission in New Delhi has raised the issue with the Indian authorities, asking for a prompt response. It also called on the Indian government to fulfill its obligations and to ensure the provision of security to all Pakistani inmates and visitors to India. Earlier, it was reported that the deceased Pakistani prisoner, Shakirullah, was stoned to death by Indian prisoners. Well, in another development, the International Shooting Sport Federation has warned India that it could face sanctions for denying visas to Pakistani athletes. In a statement, the federation warned India of possible consequences after it denied visas to two Pakistani athletes. Besides, the ISSF said it was discussing possible consequences for India as a host country for future international competitions in all sports. Moving on, India has withdrawn its security from 18 Kashmiri leaders amidst ongoing violence by Hindu extremists in occupied Kashmir. In a statement, Jammu and Kashmir state government says that the provision of security to Kashmiri leaders is a wastage of resources. The state government also withdrew security from 155 political figures, including from some mainstream opposition parties. A general strike is being observed in Jammu to protest against the harassment of Kashmiri Muslims. Meanwhile, the UN has condemned violence against Muslims in occupied Kashmir after the Pulwama attack. And Russia has said that it will target not only EU countries but the US itself if any nuclear weapons are deployed in Europe. In his annual address to the Federal Assembly, President Vladimir Putin said that Russia was not seeking confrontation and that his nation would not take the first steps towards one. Putin, however, warned that Russian reaction to any possible deployments would be resolute. The US State Department termed Putin's statement as propaganda to divert attention from Russian violations of the INF Treaty. In sports news, England have won the first one-day international against the West Indies by 6 wickets. Centuries from Jason Roy and Joe Root helped England compete their highest ever one-day run chase. Battling against Bridgetown, the West Indies scored 360 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Chris Gayle top scored with 135 runs, including a dozen strikes. England's Jason Roy and Joe Root both scored centuries to chase down the total with 8 balls to spare. Roy was declared man of the match. Well, that's you up to date this hour, but stay tuned to Indus News for the latest news and, of course, head over to our website